The rain was soft that night, not a storm, not chaos, just a quiet drizzle tapping against the windows of a house that was beginning to feel like more than shelter. It was starting to feel like theirs. Taehyung was curled up on the floor with Jiho, watching a cartoon he didn't quite understand but pretended to enjoy for the boy's sake. Jungkook leaned against the door frame, arms crossed, gaze heavy but fond. He didn't say a word. He didn't need to. Jiho's laughter echoed, uninhibited, and Taehyung smiled, that rare smile that crinkled the corners of his eyes, soft and radiant. Jungkook felt something strange stir in his chest. Warmth, want, and something else. Something terrifying. Later that night Jungkook stood outside Taehyung's bedroom door, hesitant. Then he knocked. The door creaked open slowly. Taehyung blinked, shirt loose and collarbones visible under the soft glow of the bedside lamp. Everything okay? Jungkook didn't answer immediately. I couldn't sleep, he admitted. Taehyung stepped aside without asking further. Jungkook entered. They didn't touch. They just sat together. Close. Until Jungkook said the words that had been clawing at his throat for days. I think I'm falling. Taehyung looked at him. For a me, Jungkook nodded. I think I already did. And I'm scared as hell. There was silence. Then Taehyung reached for his hand, not grabbing, just waiting until Jungkook willingly placed his palm into his. You don't have to be scared, Taehyung whispered. Not with me. Jungkook's eyes welled, but he blinked the tears back. You're the first person I've let in since everything. Since her. And I'll be the last if you let me. The air between them hummed. Not with lust, but with something deeper. A promise unspoken. A heart slowly healing. Taehyung pulled Jungkook into a hug. No urgency, no pressure. Just a quiet I'm here. And that night, Jungkook didn't return to his room. He fell asleep beside the man he married by arrangement, now the only person who truly felt like home. The morning light slipped gently through the curtains. Taehyung stirred first, blinking away sleep as he adjusted to the warmth curled against his side. Jungkook was still asleep, arm draped over Taehyung's waist, face buried near his shoulder like he didn't want to be anywhere else. It felt unreal. It felt right. Taehyung didn't move. He didn't want to. But the moment shattered, softly, when the bedroom door creaked open. Tiny footsteps. Appa Jungkook jolted awake, sitting up instantly as Jiho stood at the threshold, blanket dragging behind him, hair ruffled from sleep. The boy blinked at the sight of both of them in the same bed. His little head tilted. Is Papa yours now? Too? Jungkook froze. Taehyung's heart skipped. Jiho shuffled forward and clambered onto the bed between them. Because he's already mine, he said seriously, as if declaring territory. Neither of them knew how to answer that. Jungkook reached out and smoothed down Jiho's messy hair, voice gentle. He can be both of ours. If he wants. Taehyung looked between them, throat tight, heart aching. I do, he said. Jiho beamed and flopped back on the pillow, snuggling against Taehyung's chest. Okay, then he has to stay here forever. Jungkook looked at Taehyung over Jiho's head. His voice was quiet. Would that be so bad? Taehyung smiled, brushing a hand over Jiho's shoulder as he whispered, not at all. Later that day Jungkook was in the kitchen, staring into his coffee like it held the answers he was too afraid to ask. Taehyung entered, barefoot, a sleepy Jiho in his arms again after nap time. He's really starting to think of me as his Taehyung said softly. Jungkook nodded. He's not the only one. The weight of that admission filled the room. I've spent so long protecting myself, Jungkook continued. I didn't realize I was building walls so high, no one could reach me. But you did. Taehyung stepped closer. I didn't climb them. No, I just waited until you opened the gate. Their eyes met. And this time, Taehyung kissed him. Slow, steady, meaningful. Jiho's sleepy voice interrupted them seconds later from Taehyung's shoulder. You, grown-up kiss, they both laughed. And it sounded like the beginning of something real. The knock on the door came sharp and early. Taehyung was feeding Jiho in the kitchen when Jungkook opened it, only to freeze. On the doorstep stood his parents. His father, stiff and unreadable. His mother, clutching her purse tightly, eyes flickering behind Jungkook as if already judging the home they hadn't stepped into yet. We were in the city, she said, the excuse thin and clearly rehearsed. We thought we'd drop by. Taehyung entered the living room just as Jungkook stepped aside to let them in. He greeted them politely, voice calm, eyes guarded. Jiho peeked from behind Taehyung's leg. Who are they? Taehyung bent down. Jiho, these are your grandparents. The silence that followed was suffocating. Jungkook's father cleared his throat. So, this is the child, and this, Jungkook said firmly, stepping next to Taehyung, is my husband. His mother's mouth opened, then closed. Taehyung remained still, though he could feel the tension in the air like a storm. Jiho, oblivious to the weight in the room, toddled over and held Taehyung's hand. Papa, I made pancakes today. I saved you one, he said proudly to Jungkook. Jungkook smiled, warmed by the little voice, then turned to his parents. You didn't ask before. You just assumed I'd welcome you. But if you came here thinking you could decide what my family should look like, you're mistaken, his mother blinked. Jungkook, no, he cut in, gentle but firm. You don't have to accept my life. But if you want to be in it, this is what it looks like. Me, Taehyung, and Jiho. Taehyung stood still, heart thundering. Not because of fear, but because Jungkook had chosen him, again, with no hesitation this time. Jiho tugged at his hand. Can they see my drawing? Taehyung nodded and followed the little boy to grab the paper from the fridge, his fingers trembling slightly. Behind him, Jungkook's father spoke. We didn't come to fight. Taehyung turned, holding the crayon drawing of their little family. Jiho had drawn 3 stick figures. One taller, one smaller, one in the middle with spiky hair and a bright yellow sun behind him. I hope not, Taehyung said calmly. Because there's nothing here for you to fix. Just a family you're welcome to know, if you choose. His words landed like quiet thunder. And for the first time, Jungkook saw his father falter. Not in anger, but in thought. That night the visit ended with no fireworks, but with a beginning. They didn't fight. But they didn't fully understand either. Still, when Jungkook lay beside Taehyung that night, arm wrapped tightly around his waist, he whispered into his shoulder, you didn't just become Jiho's home, Taehyung. You became mine, too. Taehyung turned to him, eyes warm. So stay. As long as it takes. I'll keep proving it. Jungkook didn't answer. He just kissed him like he already believed. The room was quiet, yet their hearts were loud, filled with unspoken confessions and buried longing. Taehyung's fingers hovered near Jungkook's, the smallest distance between them holding the weight of everything unsaid. And just when Jungkook thought he could hold it in a little longer, Taehyung whispered, "Do you still want me to stay?" Jungkook's breath hitched. He didn't have the answer. Not yet. But it was coming. The night was silent, except for the pounding in Jungkook's chest. Taehyung stood in the doorway, shirt sleeves rolled to his forearms, looking too much like home and danger all at once. "I asked you something," he repeated, softer this time. "Do you still want me to stay?" Jungkook swallowed hard. His eyes flickered to Jiho's bedroom door. "This isn't just about you and me, Tae." "I know," Taehyung replied. "It's about him. It always has been." Jungkook's shoulders slumped. "You're not just Jiho's Papa anymore," he murmured. "You're everything I never thought I'd want again." The air between them was tight, suffocating. Taehyung took a step closer. "Then why are you still running from it?" Before Jungkook could answer, a sudden loud knock at the front door broke the moment like shattered glass. Taehyung's jaw clenched. Jungkook moved toward the door, hesitating only a moment before opening it. Standing there was her, Jiho's biological mother. Hair curled, lips red, and a strange fire in her eyes. "Jungkook," she said sweetly, "we need to talk." "About our son?" Taehyung's entire body stilled. Jungkook looked between them, the man who stayed, and the woman who left. This was the storm they weren't ready for. Jungkook's hand gripped the doorknob tightly. His ex-wife stood in the doorway, eyes glossed over with rehearsed sincerity. The same eyes that had once left without looking back. "I want to see Jiho," she said gently. "He's my son too." Taehyung stood behind Jungkook, shoulders straight, jaw tight. "Now you remember," Taehyung said coolly, stepping forward. After years of silence she looked at him, then back at Jungkook. "Who is he to talk to me like that?" Jungkook hesitated. His voice came low but firm. "He's my husband." "And Jiho's Papa." Her lips twitched in disbelief. "So you really went through with it?" "An arranged marriage, with a man I did," Jungkook said. "And it was the best decision I've ever made." She stepped inside without asking, brushing past him like old habits never died. "I just want to be in Jiho's life again." "Is that so wrong?" Taehyung's voice was steady. "You don't get to walk in and claim a child you abandoned." "Not without a fight." Jungkook flinched. This wasn't just about legal battles. It was about scars. Wounds Jiho never spoke of. And a boy who had finally started smiling again. "I'm not trying to take him," she whispered, softer now. "I'm trying to make things right." But Jungkook didn't believe her. Not entirely. And neither did Taehyung. Later that night Taehyung stood outside on the balcony, arms crossed, eyes on the moon. Jungkook joined him, hands in his hoodie pockets. "She shook things," Taehyung said quietly. "And I hate how quickly I feel like I'm losing all of it." Jungkook's chest clenched. "You're not." "I love him," Taehyung whispered. "Not out of duty. Not for you. For him. I love that little boy like he's mine." Jungkook turned to face him. And me. Taehyung looked at him. There was no hesitation in his voice. "You too." The silence after was warm. Heavy. Safe. And for the first time, Jungkook whispered, "I'm scared too, Taehyung. But I think I'm finally ready to stop running." Taehyung stepped forward. "Then let me stay. Let me fight this with you." Jungkook nodded, heart full, eyes soft. Together,